Hello guys, in the previous videos we have introduced all the 脏象 theories and all the internal the functions and characteristics of the internal organs. So the theories from there is our tool to analyze our physiological situation. We need to use those theories to understand our physical activities in all activities in our physiological human body. So in this video, we're going to give you some examples how to use those theories to analyze, to understand some of the activity in our physiological situation. The first is the blood. The blood, the heart, and the vessels are actually very close in related. The heart and the vessels are connected. The blood move within these organs. And also the blood is one of the most important substance which provides the qi or nutrition to the whole body, and this is the material substance of all kinds of activities of a human being, including the mental activities, the physical activities, or also the function of the organs, that all based on the blood. Since the blood is very important and the whole system, this system, the blood, when we talk about the blood, this is very similar to the vascular systems in your anatomy, and these is related, include the heart and the vessels. The heart and the vessels and the blood, this system is actually a closed system in the human body. The blood move within this kind of system, and the movements of the blood can be divided into two kinds of movements. One movement is towards the heart, so from further area move towards the heart. The other movement is from the heart move away from the heart. So these two movements. On the formation of the blood, we mentioned that 黄帝内经 described that the formation of the blood, it is the middle jiao receive the qi and travels to the heart. The heart change the qi into red color, and then the red color substance we call them blood. So as you can see from this process, it's actually described that the movement towards the heart. Something moves from other area to the heart, and the heart changes the qi into red color. Once the heart changes the qi into red color, blood will distribute through the vessels to other area, and this distribution will rely on the lungs function of dispersing. So this is actually moving towards the heart, and then the heart change something there, and then disperse to all the body, and then go back to the heart again. And also some waste separate into the waste, the clear and turbid qi. So as you can see, this whole process is very similar to the vascular system, the blood circulation in our human body. So we just use another way to describe this kind of phenomena in our physiological body. And also the blood in the lung will change the color, so that it how we describe. Now we know that's because of the components of the oxygen in the blood is different. That's why it shows different colors. But in the past we don't know, so they think that the blood go to the lung and then mix with the air from the nature, that's breathing air, and the qi. It change the blood into red color, and then when the blood have some waste, it change into purple color, or like the bruise, that kind of a color in the vein. So that's how it described in our classics, the formation of the blood. So since here you can see that the formation, the transportation of the blood actually linked to many different kinds of organs. The first is the heart. The heart governs the blood and vessels. So the movement of the blood based on the heart qi. And the heart qi need to make sure that the blood can move within the vessels smoothly. That's why in Huangdi Neijing it also described that all blood belong to the heart. This function, this movement, the heart qi, also will rely on the function of the lung, because the lung governs the qi. The heart qi is part of the lung. The lung also linked to the vessels, which is the vessels the heart governs. So the lung can assist the movement of the blood. The blood from the heart gathered into the lung, and in the lung they mix with the qi from the breathing and then disperse through all over the body. That's from the lung. The liver stores the blood and controls the volume of the blood in the circulation. So in the classics, traditionally we think that whenever we move around, such as during the day we move around, we doing our physical mental work, and then in this condition the blood go to the organs, go to the extremities to help the movements. And then in the evening, when we sleep, when we lie down, the blood will go back to the liver, store in the liver. The kidney, the last part is the kidney. The kidney store the essence. The essence and the blood we have mentioned in the previous videos, that the essence and kidney have the similar, or they can mutually generate each other, and this is because they all parts of qi. So that's the function, that's the relationship between the essence and blood, and this is also from the kidney. So as you can see here, the blood, the formation and movement related to all 5 zang organs. This is also one example how to use the theories that we have studied to explain our physiological phenomena. So the second example we're going to introduce is the breathing function. The breathing function happens in the lung, and that's where the qi from the breathing exchange with the qi from the nature. So we said the qi in English is the air. That's the air you breathe in and breathe out. So the air In Mandarin, we call it qi. So that's why we said that the qi includes the air. So the air is changed in the lung. That's the main area where the breathing function happens. But this breathing function is not only related to the lung. This breathing function needs the lung to inhale, but in the meantime, we need the function from the kidney of receiving qi. So that's the function of the breathing movements. The lung breathes in, and then when we study the qi specifically, you will see that the air you breathe in, and in the chest, you got another name of the qi. We call it petrol qi, and this petrol qi can move to the nose, and also can go to the heart and disperse to all over the body. And then this function also rely on the receiving function of the kidney. Can goes down, the kidney can receive qi, so this kind of qi can goes down to the kidney. That's the deep breath, a proper breathing. The proper breathing are related to the proper breathing is related to the kidney, the lung, the spleen, and the heart. Why the spleen will relate to the breathing function? That's because of the qi. The qi mixed in the lung, also parts of the acquired qi. For the description of petrol qi, it says the petrol qi travels in the nasal tract or nasal tunnels, nasal area. In terms of the breathing, the petrol qi also travels in the hearts and vessels to move the blood, the qi and blood. So in this description, you will see that the petrol qi from the chest that's related to the breathing and qi and blood. And then the qi and blood are related to the spleen. The heart governs the blood. The blood is the mother of the qi. So these descriptions sometimes is new. Some of them are new to you. These we're going to introduce in our next chapter, essence, qi, blood, and body fluids. We will study the different functions, the different relationship between these different materials. And also the last organs we didn't mention is the liver. The liver in charge of the qi regulation, which is the qi movement. So as you can see from here, the breathing movement, the breathing function also related to all 5 organs. The digestive function. The digestive function happens in the stomach, and that's the area, one of the most important area where the acquired qi and blood come from. So everything happens in digestive system. This digestive system we introduce when we start the full organs. We have introduced the different gates from Nanjing, and these different gates actually describe different area of the digestive system. The digestive system, the stomach, receives the food and decompose. This process is not only related to the stomach. As you can see from the digestive system, that's from the 7 gates we mentioned at the beginning of full organs. We actually include all digestive system, the whole system, from your mouth to the anus. And when we discuss the food organs, we also said that the digestive system, the spleen stomach function, will include the small intestine function, and then at the end, the large intestine function to form the feces. They're also within the system. The liver, the actual liver qi will transform into the bile stored in the gallbladder, and the gallbladder can excrete this kind of bile to help the digestive function. As you can see here, the digestive function related to the spleen, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, liver, and gallbladder. Specifically, this function is more closely related to the spleen, small intestine, and stomach. That's why when we talk about the acquired, we said the spleen and stomach are the origins of the acquired substance, and also the spleen and stomach the spleen and stomach are considered as the source of qi and blood. This whole process, we haven't mentioned the kidney, the lung. These actually the food, the organs we mentioned just now, the spleen, the stomach, small intestine, large intestine, liver, and gallbladder. These are closely related to receiving and decomposing the food. So it's very important to absorb the nutrition from the food. But in the meantime, they need to disperse. They need to be distributed to other areas. These will rely on the function of the liver, qi regulation, the lung dispersing, the kidney, the yang energy, the yang qi. So if the qi is cold, or the body condition is cold, or if the kidney is cold, kidney yang, such as the kidney yang deficiency, we don't have enough kidney yang in the body. So the body will be cold, and in this condition, the qi and the blood will be frozen or will slow down. Then in this condition will cause the blood stasis. So then as you can see here, the digestive function also related to 5 zang organs as well as some of the food organs. The next topic is the water metabolism. The water metabolism refers to all body fluids in the body, from the water we eat to the waste of the body, also to the body fluids stay in the body. So this process mostly relies on the spleen, the lung, the kidney, these 3 organs. That's because of the spleen is where to receive, to transport and transform the water. The lung can disperse, and the kidney in charge of the water metabolism in terms of the opening and storing of the urine. And also it related to the large intestine. The large intestine can reabsorb the fluid. The kidney also can separate the water into clear parts and turbid parts. These clear and turbid parts, the clear part is the one we use. The turbid part becomes the waste, goes as a urine to the store in the bladder. So as you can see here, we have mentioned a few times for the clear and turbid. Whenever we say something, we talk about something, you need to separate them. One can separate into two. That's such as the saliva. When we introduce the body fluid, the saliva, we also separate them to the thicker parts and clear parts. And then when we talk about the body fluid, such as here, we discuss about the water metabolism. We also separate the water into a clear part and the turbid part, or the cloudy part that we don't need as the waste. So that's this way of thinking is determined by the philosophy of yin and yang, because yin and yang, they always can separate into yin and yang, and everything has yin and yang. That's why from this kind of thinking. The water metabolism relates to all organs, but most closely are related to the spleen, lung, and kidney. Either of these organs dysfunction will cause this impairment of water metabolism. It can be physical water, such as edema, or invisible water, such as dampness or phlegm. The last aspect we're going to introduce is the growth and reproduction. A human growth and reproduction. We from the growth, mature, and being old and pass away. That's the flow of human body, of a human, actually of all kinds of life, from the infant and growth, mature, and being old, degenerate, and death. So that's the whole process. But what's important in this process? That's the essence. Essence, innate essence from your parents. The innate essence is the materials, the most essential materials of growth. The essence can transform into qi. The qi also can transform back to the essence stored in the kidney. And this essence is fundamental for the growth. And this essence, innate essence, can be benefits or can be nourished by the acquired essence, which means that the innate essence, such as the essence from the parents, such as before you were born. We don't breathe, we don't eat anything. And this phenomenon, we think that the growth before we were born, and then the qi of the body growth is from the innate essence. And then the moment we were born, we start to breathe, and then the qi from the nature mix the qi from in our lung, mix the qi from our spleen. That's the start of acquired essence and qi. And then after we were born, and we also eat, and these are the nutrition from the spleen, from the stomach. These are all considered as acquired materials. Acquired materials will benefit and nourish the innate materials. So as you can see, that the innate is from parents, and they stored in the kidney, and it will be nourished by the acquired. So as soon as we were born, we have the acquired essence, we have acquired qi in the body, and then this can benefit the innate and the human body, which is important for the growth of our human body. That's the growth. The growth of human body in Huangdi Neijing is described as essence, the growth of essence. So such as the mature. In Huangdi Neijing is described as at the age of 14, the growth, the essence of the growth, in the growth, become mature. That's why they will start the menstruation. At the age of 16, the essence of the boys become mature. That's the age. Of the essence, and also in terms of the growth. The reproduction of human is a quite complicated process, and how we understand this kind of process is actually we also refer to the essence, especially for the innate essence. The essence can refer to the sperm from the male or the eggs from the female. So such as the menstruation is the mature of essence. The sperm is the mature of the female, the male essence, and the essence. So for the reproduction, we mostly focus on the essence, and the essence is related to the kidney, also related to the liver, because the liver stores the blood, and the liver in charge of the qi regulation can control the distribution of the qi. So such as the menstruation, why sometimes some ladies will have irregular menstruation. So in this condition, we think that's because of the qi regulation. The liver didn't discharge properly the qi. The qi movement was not discharged properly. That's from the liver's problem, because the liver is the stores the blood, and the blood is the source of menstruation. But in the meantime, in order to have the proper menstruation, also rely on the qi movements. Menstruation in women is most important for conceiving, in our treatments for infertilities. He said if you need to treat infertilities, you need to regulate the menstruation first. That's because the regular menstruation can reflect the regular qi and blood and essence movements in the body. And the menstruation is related to the liver. The source of this qi and essence, which organs is the source of these qi organs? The answer is spleen. So as you can see here, the spleen, the liver, and the kidney, these are related to the acquired and innate essence, which is essential for the human reproduction. So in terms of reproduction, there are 3 organs that's closely related to reproduction function. the kidney, the liver, and spleen. Although, as you can see here, we have introduced 5 different topics. These 5 different topics are different physiological activities of our human body. And these activities, although we mentioned that some of them related to they are more closely related to some organs. But as you can see, as we introduce, these activities are related to all internal organs, all zang organs, as well as the full organs. So these are just some examples of the physiological activities happens in our human body. This is the example that how we're going to use our theories to understand, to analyze our physiological activities. So until today, we have introduced all the theories in the Zhang Xiang theories. This theories is the theories that we in Chinese medicine and acupuncture, we understand how we understand the human physiological activities. So this is a bit different. This is quite different from Western medicine, from the anatomy or from the physiology, pathology you are going to study in other subjects, in other modules. So when you study those modules, don't confuse them. When you use Chinese medicine, use this kind of way of thinking. That's the only way you can apply the theories in your practice. So, although we introduce these theories in very short time, and as you can see the theories, compared with the anatomy, compared with the pathology, physiology, the theories from us, from Chinese medicine, acupuncture, it's much more brief, but it doesn't mean it's very simple. The more you think about it, the more interesting it will be, and the more you practice this kind of thinking, the more you will understand how to apply these theories in your practice, how to apply these theories in our daily life. Okay, so today we will stop here. Thank you, guys.